Hey, 8th grade, we're going to be doing lesson 75 today, editing worksheets. The learning outcomes are edit cell contents, change column widths and row heights, clear and delete cell contents and formats, and modify a worksheet. So 75A, edit cell contents, we're on page 365. It says that you can edit, change text or numbers you have keyed in a cell. To edit data, select the cell that contains the data and click the formula bar. Use the delete or backspace key to delete old data. Key in the new data and tap enter, or click the enter icon on the formula bar. You also can select the data you want to change in the cell and key the new text or numbers to replace it. So, as you can see in the pictures here, click the cell to be edited, then click the formula bar, then type in the new data in the formula bar, and either tap enter on your keyboard or click the enter icon next to the formula bar. So our steps tell us to open up workbook DF75A. So I'm going to go down here, go to my keyboarding 8 folder. Oops. Need to put that in chapter 11. Data files, let's go to 75A, lockers. Okay. So it tells us to select cell C4. And then it tells us to click in the formula bar and tap the backspace key or delete. To delete 8, we're going to type in 7 and tap the enter key. Then it says to select cell A6, and we're going to replace Jane with Dora. I'm just going to use it right here and type in Dora, then tap enter. It says to select B8 and click in the formula bar and delete the digit 2 and the lock key and replace it with 4. So I'm just going to hit the backspace key and then type 4 and then press enter. So it says to print the worksheet with grid lines. So on page layout, I'm going to choose print with grid lines, go to my margins, custom margin, change the top margin to 2 inches and center it horizontally. Then I'm going to click print preview. Should look something like that. And then we're going to go over to save as and save in our chapter 11 folder as 75A lockers. Okay, it should be saved. Got my name up here. I'm going to close out. For 75B, now we're going to be changing the column width and row height. It says that you can use several methods to change the column width and row height in a worksheet. You can specify a column width or a row height. You can change the column width or row height by using the mouse, and you can use auto-fit column width or auto-fit row height features. By default, row height changes automatically to fit the largest font in a row. So we're going to open up DF75B. Okay, so on this it shows us here column width. We can resize using the mouse, which you can see in this picture right here. Double clicking in between the column header of B and C. If you double click there, it will automatically expand the row to make it fit the largest entry. Go to your data files, find 75B players, and it says to set a column width of column A to 10. So I'm just going to click on A up here and then go to Format, Column Width, and I'm going to type in a 10. right. Then it says to resize column B using your mouse. Move your pointer to the right border of column B, which is about right here, and the pointer will change to a two-sided arrow as shown in figure 11.15. Double-click the left mouse button. The column width will adjust to display the longest item in the column. So I'm just going to double-click right here. Okay. So as you can see here in column B, it expanded so that now I can see all of the last names for the football players. Turning my page to page 367. Says you also can change a column width by using auto fit column width feature. It says click the column C heading to select the column. Then click the format button on the home tab over here, and we're going to choose auto fit column width. The width will become wide enough to accommodate the longest item in the column. Another way to change the column width using the mouse is to move your mouse pointer to the right border of the column heading. When the pointer changes to a two-sided arrow, drag the right column border so it's slightly wider than the longest item in the column. Release the mouse button and the column width will change. Use this procedure to change the width of column D. So I'm going to move my mouse up here in between columns D and E to the two-sided arrow, and I'm just going to click and drag to make it wide enough to accommodate the name or the year sophomore. Okay, next it says to select row 1 content. So I'm going to click on row 1. And it says to increase the font size from 11 to 14. Okay, notice that the row height increases automatically to fit the larger font size. Next, I'm going to select cell C2 right here. And I'm going to key requested before position. So requested before position. And it tells me that I'm going to wrap this text. So I'm going to click on the wrap text button. So now requested kind of makes the cell double wide. To make row 3 through 8 taller, we're going to select the row headings for 3 through 8. And then we're going to click on the Format tab, or Format button on the Home tab. And we're going to click Row Height to open the Row Height dialog box. And we're going to key in 20. And then click Enter or OK. Alright, then it says, so we just made those a little bit higher. We're going to save this document as, in our Chapter 11 folder, 75B Players. So once you're done with this document, we're going to close the file. Alright, next we're going to be clear cell contents and formats. 75C. So when you select one or more cells to edit the cell contents, only the text or numbers are changed. If the cell has been formatted, any new text you key will have the same format. As shown in figure 11.17, you can use the clear button to clear the contents of a cell, the format of a cell, or both. Clear all. Alright, so in 75C, we're going to open up a DF 75C schedule. Okay, and it tells me to select cell F2. and I'm going to tap the delete key. This deletes the cell contents only. The cell format remains. In cell F2, I'm going to key Friday and tap enter. Notice that the text appears in bold because the format was not deleted. Okay, next we're going to click in cell B5. And it says to press the control key and click cell B7. Both cells should now be selected. So you should see a gray around in Beth's cell, and you should see a gray and green line around James's cell. Still, we're going to hold down the control key, and next we're going to click on D5. All of these cells should be selected. Release the control key. We are going to click the clear button in the editing group, and we're going to choose clear formats. The data will remain, but the bold format will be removed from these cells. Next, it says to select cell A10 through F11. And we're going to choose the clear button. Again, this time choosing clear all to clear the contents and the formats in the cells. Step 6 says to select the remaining names that have bold or italic formats, and we're going to clear the cell formats. So I'm going to click on Dominic, Elliot, Connor, Chan. I'm holding down the control key while I click, and Roberto and Sinan. Oh, Helen and Dion. So you should have all of those selected. And we are going to click the clear button and choose clear formats. Next, it says to center the worksheet horizontally and vertically and print with grid lines. So we need to go to page layout, choose grid lines print, and I'm going to choose margins, custom margins, and we're going to choose center on page horizontally and vertically. Click print preview, and it should look something like that. Click Save As, and we'll go to our Lesson 11 folder and change the name to 75C Schedule. Save, and we're going to close the document. Alright, for the remainder of this lesson, 75D, you are going to work and follow the steps to do it on your own, using some of the tools that we've learned in the lessons prior. So good luck, and when you're done, please turn your work into Schoology.